Boom, 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 boom. Sports talk. All right. All right. Welcome in everybody to another wonderful episode of End Zone to End Zone. We got a lot of stuff to unravel for you guys today. You're not going to want to miss out. Make sure y'all smash that like and subscribe. We have the Jalen Ramsey and the Minka Fitzpatrick breakdown for you guys. That's right. We're going to be going over all the details so we really know who won that trade. I'm going to give you guys a little bit of a hint. Yeah, yeah. You guys a little hint on that one. We're also going to be covering our top 5 running backs for your fantasy football 2025 season. So we're going to be doing a breakdown of that so that we can then later on make a video, post it out on the YouTube so you guys have a more streamlined version of it. So without further ado, yes, welcome back everyone. So first things first, we're going to get into all the happenings of the Miami Dolphins from this past week. Of course, everyone knows about the Ramsey Minka Fitzpatrick trade by now. Everyone knows that we went and picked up Darren Waller. Some fans are getting like a little hype behind them. I don't blame them. I'm buying into it. I like what they got going on. Before we dig too deep into that, let's get into the stats real quick. So let's break down and let's look at Jalen Ramsey stats first and go through all that. So he's been in the league for 10 years. All right. Been in the league for 10 years. He spent his first 4 years with Jacksonville, and then his next 4 years, 5 years, 3 years with the Rams, and then 2 years with the Dolphins. So you can definitely see his best performance was with the Rams. And then his first 3 years, he's had 4 interceptions 3 out of the 10 years that he's played. And that's his highest interception rate, which, I mean, that's not impressive at all. Ask me. And you can see we got Minka Fitzpatrick here. Been in the league for 8 years. So 2 less years. And if you compare their interception, Minka has had 20 interceptions so far in his career, to where Jalen Ramsey has had 24 in 2 extra years. So a buddy of mine was like, well, what about the passes defended between the two of them? And if we break that down, yes, Jalen Ramsey passes defended are way higher than Minka Fitzpatrick. So if you look here, passes defended, Minka had 9 in his first year with 2 interceptions. He had 0 passes defended in his second year. He only played 2 games though. And then his third year he had 9. His third year he had a total of 9. Got traded to the Pittsburgh Steelers. Hold on, that's not not the right one. Yeah, because he got traded to the Pittsburgh Steelers. So in his 2019 year, got traded. He had 9 passes defended. He played 14 games for the Steelers, total of 16 games played. He had 5 interceptions. Pretty good on 9 passes defended. That's 1 for 2, pretty much. So you're throwing the ball to him twice, he's intercepting one. So we keep going down, and he had 11 passes defended in 2020. He had 4 interceptions on those, so that's a 1 for 3 rate. All right, and then he has a 1 for 3 rate the next 7 passes defended on 2 interceptions. But in 2022, he had a big breakout year. 11 passes to 6 interceptions. That's 1 for 2. And in 2023, he had a pretty quiet year. Played the full season. Played 10 games. But he had 3 passes defended, and nothing really came of that. But his solo tackles are pretty impressive. If you go and you look at those numbers, like in 20, he had 80 tackles. So this man is all over the field. That's the good thing about him, because he's a safety, so he gets to play the whole field. Whereas Jalen Ramsey is more cornerback. You guys aren't even. So Jalen Ramsey's more like a cornerback. So he's most likely covering your number 1, or maybe your slot receiver. He's kind of more in a role to where Fitzpatrick can be everywhere. Because if you go through and you look at all of Ramsey's solo tackles for all the 10 years that he's played, he doesn't even reach 80 in any of them. He has 3 that are above 60, and all of those were in his early days. Like, you look at his 2 years with the Dolphins, he had 18 and 39. Like, what? And he had 5 passes defended and 11 passes defended. 3 interceptions and 2 interceptions. So if you go through and you break it all down, like in his first year, his first 3 years, like people were throwing his way. Like they're like, oh, this is a new guy, we're gonna throw his way. So he had 2 interceptions, 4 interceptions, and 3 interceptions in the first 3 years. All of those were double digits, 14, 17, 13 passes defended. So that's like a 1 in 3 rate there, and some of those are way lower than that. But we're gonna give him 1 in 3. And then in 2019, he played a total of 12 games, so he didn't play a full season in 2019. He got traded to the Rams, so he had a total of 5 passes defended with 1 interception. 2020, he had 9 passes defended, 1 interception. 21 and 22, they were throwing his way a little bit more because, like, oh, quarterbacks and offenses were like, oh, he came off an injury. He wasn't the same guy after coming off an injury, but he did work in that off season. So here, 2020 to 2021, he did work in his off season to make his game a little bit better. Because guess what? Quarterbacks started throwing to him. They weren't scared of him. They're like, oh, we'll throw in his direction. Ramsey's not that great of a player if you really break down the numbers here like we're doing. 16 passes defended in 2021 on 4 interceptions, so that's 1 for 4 still. And it's like, it doesn't get any better except for in 2023. But you got 2022, 18 passes defended with 4 interceptions. That's worse than 1 for 4. 2023, he only had 5 passes thrown his way. He did intercept 3 of them. So, I mean, that's a real good stat. That's better than 2 for 1. That's better than 1 for 2. But that's the only good year. Like the next year, he had 7 thrown his way. He got 2 interceptions. Tackles, or 39 tackles. So, it's like, if we break it down and we really look at the numbers and how both of these players have performed through the years and through their careers, we can clearly see that the Miami Dolphins have won the Jalen Ramsey Patrick trade hands down. Like, not only that, he's a younger player, so he's got a little bit more time on him. We drafted him to begin with. We made the mistake back in 2019 of sending him packing to the Pittsburgh Steelers. Like that was our fault as a Dolphin organization. If you want me to be completely honest with you, like sorry, I have not had my chat pulled up. Hey, what's up, Cap? Full life. I be seeing you in all the Dolphin chats. I just want to say what's up. I'm Cat in a Hat, by the way. Make sure y'all hit that like and hit that subscribe. It helps out the algorithm. Anyways, so in my honest opinion, I definitely feel like we won that trade with the Minka Fitzpatrick and Jalen Ramsey. Anthony Weaver is going to be able to do way more things with Minka Fitzpatrick than he was able to do with Jalen Ramsey. I just hope that offenses aren't scared to throw towards Minka. Yeah, actually, and you're right on that Cap for Life because I do remember I have a buddy in my men's group. I'm not in the men's group, but he was also my barber. But he was buddies with Minka Fitzpatrick, and he was telling me that like upset with how things were going. I'm pretty sure that was Brian Flores era. Like Minka was out, not happy. But it's a new culture now. At least that's what we're all saying, right? That it's a new culture, which I believe it. I was talking to another one of my buddies about this whole culture change, and the way that I'm looking at it is people people couldn't quite like Mike McDaniel's a weird dude. He's a very intelligent guy. He's a very intelligent guy, and he sees things differently than most other people do. And like when you're trying to like use your words and make them um where people can understand it, you end up throwing a lot of ums. So I get it. It comes with Mike McDaniel, but I think he's a very intelligent character. He's definitely great for the job. But he does have to switch up our scheme a little bit. Anyways, with the culture thing, I think the players are getting used to his weirdness and just how he is, and that's going to be the culture change. So they're going to buy into it. No, I'm trying not to. I'm trying not to. Don't fall into that culture. That world does not belong with this organization. Um, but I do feel like Mike McDaniel does need to switch up our scheme and how he plays things a little bit because the way that things are working right now, it it's really hard to grasp for 1 year players and really easy for defenses to pick up on because with our scheme, the way that it is, you're throwing to a spot at a specific time. Whereas most people, like when you're growing up to be a quarterback or you're growing up to be a wide receiver, you're not training to be in a specific spot at a specific time. You're running routes and like your quarterback's either throwing you open or throwing the play. And that's what makes our offense so easy for defenses to read. And 1 year deal guys are not working out. Like I listened to Zach Wilson, both Zach Wilson and NWI's interviews. They were both saying the same things. They're saying this offense is really hard to grasp and understand because of how it's so based on timing and being in a specific spot at a specific time. Same with the quarterback. Like you got to trust that your wide receiver is going to be there, but it's hard to do that, and that's why this offense does fit so well for Tua Tagovailoa. And I do believe he's going to have a good year this year. He's a good year, bad year type of quarterback. This is going to be a good year for the Dolphins. And if you are with me, fins up, baby. Anyways, so they were both saying it's really hard to grasp, and I think that's why we didn't see a jump from Juno Smith until mid-season because he was a 1 year. He came in; it was his first year. It took him 8 games before he figured out the rhythm, figured out the timing, figured out how to get involved with the plays. And that's why it took him till week 8 to really stand out and become useful and effective. And that's why our scheme needs to change a little bit, because it's making it to where our offense is dependent on the core players, the ones that have been here, the ones that are running the offense. But I mean, these 1 year deal guys, they're not ever gonna work out, like, because it's just too hard to get it down for them. Go back and watch the last Zach Wilson interview that he did after those training camps. Past the last one that passed. NWI, same thing. How do you feel? How do you feel about the Minka Ramsey trade? Do you think we won that trade, or do you think we're just blowing smoke and trying to keep the fan base happy? Stop paying guys to play elsewhere after 4 years. Yeah, that truly has been killing us. So you think we still need to fill in at corner? All right. So here's my thoughts on that. I'm glad you kind of pinpointed that out, because I was not gonna like talk about that today on that situation. This was before the Minka Fitzpatrick trade, so the Minka Fitzpatrick trade kind of only helps out with what I was thinking. We have to get Sealer worked out for one for this to work, but with Sealer's contract worked out and he's on our team in 2025, like, we have a healthy Chubb, we have a healthy Phillips, we also have Chop, we have this new guy Kenneth Grant who's looking pretty phenomenal. I'll let you know for sure. I'm gonna be down there for training camp. Every day of training camp. It starts July 12th. Rookies report. I'll be down there every day. I'll be getting my own content, like my content. I'll post it for you guys. Basically, I'm gonna go down there for training camp, watch training camp, a couple videos in my car, and then basically we're in the lift on my way home. But yeah, so I'm gonna be keeping an eye on Kenneth Grant. But I've been hearing nothing but good things about Kenneth Grant. Um, we have so we'll have Chubb, Chop, and Phillips. That's gonna be our big three. They're gonna be nasty. If we have Sealer on the other side there as well, like, our front seven is gonna be really aggressive. They're gonna be pressuring these quarterbacks. And if that's the case, why not save money on these 1 year deals with these high named cornerbacks and let our young guys develop, so we can stop paying people to play for other teams 4 years down the road, because we're killing ourselves with bad deals, bad 1 year deals. Let's let these young guys develop, see what it is. Maybe one of them can turn into something and we have some trade capital on our end. So maybe, and with if our front seven is as aggressive as I think it's going to be, like, those cornerbacks are going to be good enough. Like, honestly, they'll be good enough, because, like, the quarterback's going to be rushing to get the ball out if they are able to get the ball out. So it might be an off pass. So even a guy like you and me can go out there and probably snag that ball out of there or bat it away, or maybe it's just an overthrown pass. You know what I mean? So, like, my thinking is that, like, they believe in our young guys, let them develop, see what we can do them, because our front seven is going to be aggressive enough to allow the back end to do that, develop. And that's my thoughts on it. So I mean, like, I don't care if we end up picking up a corner. That definitely means Sealer's gone, because, like, we're not going to be able to afford all that. So Sealer is the tell of the tale on what the Dolphins are doing this year. I'm saying it right now. Sealer, we have to keep an eye on this Sealer move, because that move is going to determine whether the Dolphins are still trying or whether the Dolphins are resetting. If we get rid of Sealer, squash this year. We're going to be doing what half of the media thinks, more than half of the media thinks the Dolphins are going to do, probably 6-11 at best. Keep Sealer. We're going to try. We're going to do good. So that's my take on that. You'll be out there too? Well, make sure if you see me, come say what's up, man. I'm upset. This is gonna be my first year not at Members Day because I didn't book the tickets soon enough. So my kids aren't gonna get to go with me to Members Day. Well, none of us are gonna get to go to Members Day, but it's always next year. Always next year. All right, so Darren Waller. I did want to talk about Darren Waller a little bit. I don't really have high aspirations for Darren Waller. Like his stats weren't that great through the years. He had 2 good years, like 2 good years, and then he totally crapped out last year after getting injured on a play. Like basically, he was like, "All right, I'm done. I'm worried about my body. I'm gonna retire." I don't know how good he's gonna be for us. Like I said, these our scheme is not fit for these 1 year deal type of guys coming in. Like first 5 games, guarantee you he doesn't get a lot of looks. He's gonna look like a bust. Guarantee you, week 5, people are gonna be saying Darren Waller was a bust. He's not gonna have a lot of production. Um, it's just not gonna be there. But after that, he'll start getting the timing down. He'll start getting everything the plays down, and he'll probably look decent. But he's not going to look like Geno Smith did last year. Like, don't expect him to do Geno Smith type of production towards the back end of the season. Don't expect that. I'm not expecting that out of him. Like, if he gets us 4 touchdowns, like 4 red zone touchdowns, and like 300 yards through the season, and mostly good blocking, I say that's a win for the Dolphins. That's my opinion on Darren Waller. I'm not expecting a whole lot out of him. I'm really not. Like he has good averages. Don't get me wrong. Like I'm looking at the averages, and he has good like average. His career average is 11.8, but he's only got 20 touchdowns. Not a lot. He got the most in 2020 with 9 touchdowns. So, and then all the rest of them were like, oh, not a lot, man. So, huh? I don't know. No, I'm fine. All right, so yeah, that's my thoughts on Darren Waller. Gregorio. If Boss Ross don't open a checkbook, I am gonna say I cannot. I cannot. I'm not gonna say. I'm not allowed to say it. We're not gonna say it on live. On live, we're not gonna say it. All right. So, all right. Let's take. All right, because we are a fantasy football channel as well. I gotta go to make crop out edit it up. So I don't know if you're familiar with our channel, Cap Full Life, but we are very comic book based. Um, Me and my boy Waffles, we're usually more funny and jokey when the two of us are together. When I'm by myself, I'm kind of super serious. But when you get the two of us together, pretty funny. We like joking around and having fun. Our channel is definitely comic book based. Play a lot of Marvel stuff like that. So we put out a lot of prediction videos. We our weekly predictions comes up, and we do that in comic book. Um, so right now we're about to go through our top 5 fantasy running backs for next year for 2025, and then afterwards I'll take the video and I'll edit it up and I'll turn it into a comic book. So make sure y'all check that out. If y'all ain't checked us out yet, y'all make sure y'all go hit that like and subscribe and check out some of our old videos. Make sure you go check out that hype video for the Super Bowl. Ooh boy, that video was fire. That video was fire. Um, all right, so I have done a couple drafts, and you, so A Chain actually went in the second round in one of the drafts, and went in the third round in the other draft. And then another draft I did, I took him, but that was one of my Dolphin drafts. So like I do a bunch of drafts. One of my drafts I mainly focus on like the important Dolphins. So I'm not able to get. So I got Devon A Chain in round 1, tagged him, did Tyreek Hill in round 2 on that one, and then Tua you can get as late as 9 plus. Waddle was going around round 4. He's averaging around 4. All right, I'm hearing Asante Samuel, but do we overpay? Like I said, I don't want to. I don't want to go waste money on any real cornerbacks. Let's develop what we got. Let's develop what we got. All right, so here we go. But I'm gonna ignore chat for a minute. Jonah won your league last year. No, don't get me wrong. He performed really well, especially towards the back end. But like I told you, I think it's because the way our scheme is set up. That's the way our scheme is set up, is why he did have such success. If we would have been able to keep him again this year, he would have continued that success through the whole year, and he would have had a rookie. I mean, not a rookie. He would have had a record season for a tight end. Guarantee it. And it's kind of sad that it's not going to happen for us, um, because Darren Waller, like I said, is not going to be able to put up the production. For one, he's not even going to be able to find his footing in this offense for the first 5 weeks, and then after that, it's going to be he's going to have to fight for touches, because I do believe that Mike McDaniel is going to try and get Tyreek Hill his 2K yards this year. You get you get Tyreek Hill 2K yards this year, he stays. He retires in Miami. Guarantee it. Like, bought him for another couple of years. I watch his Twitches. I watch his Instagrams. I was watching him just sit out there and race the other day. He was waiting for, what's his name? Was it Ashton Hall? He was waiting to race Ashton Hall. He didn't end up showing up. Uh, he was talking about wanting to retire in Miami. Like, money's not the issue. Stuff like that. So I think if we can feed Tyreek Hill to the point where he gets that 2K yards, we can keep him around. Definitely. All right. Uh, we have intro music to play. Can actually do it. Actually do it. Here we go. What's up, football fans? Welcome back to our channel where we dive into the world of NFL talent. Today we are counting down our top 5 running backs in the league for your fantasy football team in 2025, and we got some exciting picks to share with you. Let's get started. Alright, so coming in at number 5, we got T. Tracy Jr. from the New York Giants. He didn't have a good year last year. In fact, he had a very underwhelming year. But so did the Giants in general. I think last year was not a good look for him. And this year he's definitely going to have a big jump in 2025, especially if Russell Wilson gets to start at quarterback. His speed, his agility, and vision on the field makes him a threat to breaking plays anytime he's got the ball. And as the Giants' lead back, he has a potential to be a top 5 running back in the league. Number 4. Ooh, boy, this one for my fellow Fin fans. Number 4, we got Devon Achane. This year, he's finally clear number 1 running back. No reason for him not to get lots of looks from the backfield. Not only that, I know the Dolphins are working him in slot a little bit. So guess what? He's going to be getting a lot of receiving yards too. And in your fantasy league, guess what? You want a running back that catches the ball as well. Extra points, baby. Extra points. And he's definitely going to be scoring a lot of touchdowns because when he gets in open space, bro, the speed on this man is just ridiculous. So watch out. Devon Achane, he's going to be a top 4 running back this year for fantasy league. Number 3. We got Bijan Robinson. Bijan Robinson for sure is going to be a top performing running back this year, especially since we have Michael Penix Jr. technically coming into his rookie season. Yes, he did play a couple games last year, but it was towards the end of the season. So so he didn't really get a lot of work with the team. So I do think that the ability for Bijan Robinson to work the backfield and also be able to get open in space for a little checkdowns, and he's great at catching the ball, is going to provide him a lot of looks and a lot of opportunities to touch the ball and possibly a lot of touchdowns. So, number 2. And I'm going to get a lot of hate on this one. And I get it. I understand why you guys are going to hate me for this one. But number 2, I got Saquon Barkley. Yeah, he's great. Like, there's nothing bad I can say about him. Clearly, this 1 and 2 was a hard decision for me. But Derrick Henry at number 1 is going to take it because he's on a mission. Adam Sandler put him on a mission. Told him, you hit 2K yards, I'm going to put you in one of my movies. Derrick Henry was so ecstatic about that. Don't worry. The clip's here. Yeah, we're going to play the clip for that one. So Derrick Henry is going to be on a mission this year. He's going to be looking to try and be MVP. It's going to be tough. You know, it's really tough for running backs to get MVP, but he's going to be in that conversation. And he's going to hit his 2K yards. And that's why I got Derrick Henry at number 1 for your fantasy football running backs this year. And for honorable mention, we cannot leave this guy out. We did not put him in the top 5, mainly because he's coming off a pretty serious injury and he's pretty much missed a whole season of play. Christian McCaffrey. He's a very dynamic player, and if he comes back healthy, back to his top form, he's easily a top 5 running back, but we just don't know yet. So I can't put him there. Like, it's going to be question marks. Like, I'm honestly like, it's a risk, my opinion. So, honorable mention with Christian McCaffrey. So there you have it, guys, ladies and gentlemen. That's our top 5 fantasy running backs for you. If you guys feel like there's anybody else that I missed or you think it's something different, let us know down in the comments. Make sure y'all smash that like and subscribe. Hit that notification so you get all these banging videos that we're going to be dropping for you, because next we doing quarterbacks. Yes, sirree. Peace out from the AFC Eastie Boys. All right. Alrighty. So I see where you're. So I don't know. I don't watch Speed at all, so I don't know Speed's end, but I know Cheetah has challenged Speed to a race. I actually reposted Cheetah's video where he's challenging Speed to a race, but I don't watch Speed, so I don't really know Speed's end of it. Like, if Speed has challenged him, I heard it from somebody else as well. So I don't really know what's going on there. I would really love to watch Cheetah and Speed race though, and if it happens, best believe I'm gonna have it for you. I told them they need to let me come be their video guy. So you got, is it? I I see your list here. Is this in any particular order? Is this how you have it? Gibbs, Jacobs, Barkley, Mixon, A-Chain? Is that going 5-1 or 1-5? And I love the Mixon thing. I was so high on Mixon before they took Nick Chubb. I feel like, trust me, Mixon was in my top 5 until they took Nick Chubb, and I just think Nick Chubb's going to cut into a lot of his touchdowns, unfortunately. Like, Mixon has been a stud running back for sure. Like, I had him last year. He carried me through last year, even missing 4 games. Like, he was still amazing. But unfortunately, now that they picked up Chubb as well, I don't know. I think that hurts his value. And Josh Jacobs in Green Bay, I just can't get behind it. I just can't get behind it. Um, I feel like they want to go too pass heavy over there in Green Bay. Josh Jacobs gets a lot of gets overlooked a lot. And of course, I'm with you on A-Chain. Of course, I'm with you on A-Chain. Love me some A-Chain. He might be the jersey I get this year. I don't know if I want to get A-Chain or Chop as a new jersey. Like, I got to get a new jersey. I've been rocking my Tua jersey for the last 2 years. Starting to get old and look old. Can't rock Tua jersey for a whole nother year. What do you think? A-Chain or Chop? Oh, what else do we have? Boom, boom. Oh, that's it. That's everything. We covered everything. ladies and gentlemen. Did it in under an hour. We didn't. That means we didn't get too distracted. To win, we didn't get too distracted. Covered everything in under an hour. Well, everybody, I appreciate all y'all stopping by. Make sure y'all like, make sure y'all subscribe, make sure y'all share. We'll catch you on the next one. Peace out.